Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Sadeh, and in this video, I'm excited to introduce you to 5 of the most impressive AI features in Adobe Photoshop. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned pro, these features will significantly enhance your workflow and creativity. So let's dive right in. Let's start with feature number 5, Lens Blur with AI. It's an incredibly useful tool that provides you with manual control over the depth of field in your photographs. To demonstrate how it works, I'll open a photo of a Canadian goose that I captured recently. You can download the photos in this tutorial from a link in the description and practice alongside me, or you can use your own photos. Now, the way I like to do my edits in Photoshop is to do it in a non-destructive way, meaning I want to keep my original photo intact. To do that, go to the Layers panel and make sure the background layer is selected. Then press Command-J on Mac, Ctrl-J in PC to duplicate the layer. You can also simply right-click on the background layer and select Duplicate Layer. This way, the blur effect will be applied to the layer that I just made, and the original photo will be preserved. Now, make sure the top layer is selected, and from the menu bar, go to Filter and choose Camera Raw Filter. In the right side of the Camera Raw window, go to the Lens Blur section and click on the Apply checkbox. The AI engine will automatically analyze the photo and create a depth map that allows Photoshop to detect the background, foreground, and the subject. You can easily change the blur amount by using this slider. You can also compare the before and after by clicking on this eye icon up top. You can also change the type of bokeh by clicking on these 5 different options. The bokeh boost slider lets you change the brightness of the light source in the out of focus area, which in this photo, since we don't have any light sources, it will not affect the photo in any way. The focus range section is so cool to explore. If you enable the Visualize Depth option, it will give you a color-graded depth map of the photo, and you can move this rectangle to any area you want it to be in focus. In this case, you can see that it is set to the near side of the photograph, which is the goose, and a narrow area on the ground. If you move the rectangle to the middle or far, you can see that the focus area will be shown in the form of a white band moving across the image. And if you disable Visualize Depth, you can see that the focus area is moved to the back and the goose is no longer in focus. These 2 buttons can be very useful. The one on the left is called Subject Focus, and by clicking on that, the AI automatically tries to find the subject and focus on that. The other one, which is in the shape of a target icon, will give you the ability to select an area that you want to be in focus on the photograph. For example, by clicking on this area in the photograph, the focus will go there, and you can see that the rectangle also moves to that area. For now, let's click on the subject focus. You can also change the depth of field by making the rectangle smaller or bigger. Like if you grab the right edge of the rectangle and move it further to the right, we will have more area in focus. Whereas if I move it to the left, the depth of field will get narrower. Now for this photo, let's select the first type of bokeh and increase the intensity to the maximum amount. Then let's make the rectangle smaller to give it a super shallow depth of field. And when you're happy with the result, press OK. In the Layers panel, you can click on this eye icon to see the before and after. Pretty cool, isn't it? Feature number 4 is Remove Distractions, and it's under the Remove tool. With the Remove tool, you can basically remove anything from your image by just painting over it. But the feature that I'm really excited about is Find Distractions, and it's in the option bar. Powered by artificial intelligence, it can remove wires and cables and also people. if they're not the subject of the photo from your photographs with just one click. It's amazing. Let me show you how it works. In this photo, for example, I have so many cables in the sky, which doesn't add anything valuable to my photograph really, and I want them to be removed. So I'm going to make an empty layer and then make sure that sample all layers is checked. Then go to find distractions and click on wires and cables. Give it some time to think. And voila, all wires and cables are gone. Unreal. Now we have all the patches in a separate layer, and that's super useful. By hiding the background, you can see all the patches Photoshop did for us. The good thing about this approach is that if it did any mistakes, we can adjust it manually. Like I can see that it has removed the chain, which I didn't want to be removed. So all I need to do is to erase the patch over that area. Simply choose Eraser and erase it. To see it better, you can hide the background, erase that part, and unhide it after that. Super fast and efficient way to remove all those distracting cables. Now let's go to the next image. In this photograph of the beautiful statue of Mama in front of Notre Dame Cathedral in Ottawa, let's say we want to remove the people. Again, let's make a new layer and just make sure the sample all layers is checked, and go to find distractions and click on people. Photoshop will automatically find all the people in the photograph and highlight them. You just need to make sure that it didn't make any mistakes. Like I can see that some people were not highlighted in here, so I will highlight them. You can make the brush smaller or bigger using the left and right brackets on the keyboard. And also, I see on the left some areas were highlighted, but there are no people in it. So I'm going to remove those highlights. To remove that, hold down the Option key on Mac, Alt key in PC, and you will see that the plus sign will turn into minus, and you can erase those highlights. After making sure all people in the photograph are highlighted, simply press Return on Mac, Enter in PC, or just click on this checkmark icon in the option bar. And there you have it. Removing distractions from a photograph have never been so easy. Feature number 3 is Enhance Object Selection. Now, the Object Selection tool was first introduced in 2019, making the life of photo editors way easier when it comes to selecting an object. It uses artificial intelligence to understand what you have in the photo, and you can select objects with just one click. If it didn't recognize the object that you tried to select, you can just make a rectangle around that, and again, AI will understand what you want to select and select it for you. For example, in this photo, we can see that it recognizes the road, the patch of grass, and the people that are walking, but I want to select this patch of flowers to change their colors. All I need to do is to draw a rectangle around the flowers, and the built-in AI will select those flowers for me in the most accurate way I have ever seen. Then I can go to the Adjustments panel and choose Hue and Saturation to change the color of those flowers. Amazing! I can't believe I just selected and edited such a complex subject in just a few seconds. Again, this tool has been here for a while now, but now in the latest update, it is way more intelligent and accurate to a degree that I think it's fair to say that the age of selecting a whole object with the lasso tool or magnetic lasso is officially over. Next, at number 2 is the text-to-image. This is a super cool feature powered by Adobe Firefly engine. Now, you can generate any image inside Photoshop as long as you can describe it with words. Suppose you are designing a poster or a book cover or any sort of content for that matter, and you need a specific photo for that. The way we used to do it was to go online and search on all photo sharing websites and find one that suits our purpose. It was really frustrating at times as you were limited by the available photos. Now, you can describe the photo you want and have a unique photo being made for you in a matter of seconds. You can tell Photoshop about lighting, style of the photo, colors in it, and it will all be applied in the final generated image. It's nothing short of a magic trick, really. Okay, let me show you how it works. First, I'm going to click on the New File button in the home screen and go to the photo and choose default Photoshop size, which is 7 by 5 inches with 300 pixels per inch resolution. But you can set any size you want. Then press Create. Okay, now we have our blank canvas where we can generate our image. You can click on the Generate Image button in the contextual taskbar, or the more reliable way to do it is to go to the bottom part of the toolbar and you can see a small icon of an image with some stars on it, and click on that. The text-to-image window will open, and here on the right you can see some sample photos that have been made by other users, and by clicking on them you can see their prompt and the effects they chose for them. It's a great way to understand how to describe the photo you want and what effects to choose from. On the left, you can describe the image you want. Choose whether you want it to be like a photo or in an art form. You can choose the effects from this long list of different effects. And finally, you can select the style of the image, either by selecting one of these pre-made styles or even upload a photo of your own to generate the image in that specific style. As an example, I'm going to type in a description of a photo I want to generate, like a river in the middle of a futuristic city, a giant moon and galaxies and stars in the sky, vibrant colors, super detail. And for the content, I'm going to put it on photo and hit generate. Then based on the prompt, it will give us 3 images to choose from. Super cool. And finally, number 1 is the most impressive one in my opinion, and it's the Generative Fill and Generative Expand. These are technically 2 different features, but they both deserve to be number 1 really. I will explain how both these features work and what their use cases are. So with Generative Expand, you can basically extend the canvas of your photo beyond where it already is and let AI fill the area for you in the most seamless way. As an example, I'm going to open the image number 5. You can see that the photograph is not level, so I want to make it level first and also recompose it to a wide aspect ratio. I'm going to press C on the keyboard or simply choose the crop tool from the toolbar. In the option bar, I'm going to choose a wide ratio like 16 by 9. Then, to make it level, I'm going to move my cursor to the corner of the image. And when the mouse cursor turned into a bent double-sided arrow, I'm going to drag and rotate until the grids align with the horizon line and let go. Then I will simply extend the width and height of the crop preview area in a way so that the church, statue, and the pedestrian will be in the center. When I'm happy with the position of my image, I'm going to uncheck the delete cropped pixels in the option bar and set the fill to Generative Expand and then hit return on the keyboard. Or click on the checkmark icon. The AI will take care of everything and will fill the empty parts in the most seamless way. Wow, unbelievable. And it also gives you 3 options to choose from. In this case, I see that the first one is perfect. It even added a cross to the church, which I accidentally have cropped in my original photo. Wow. Now in the layers panel, you can see that it added a new layer for the generated parts. Now let's add a bit of imagination to the image, just to show you how Generative Fill works. I'm going to add a water fountain in this empty spot. But first, we need to merge everything together in a new layer. To do that, select the topmost layer and press Shift, Option, Command, N, E. In PC, it will be Shift, Alt Control and E. I know, it's quite a long shortcut, but it's really worth remembering. It will merge all the layers into one separate layer. Now, I will select that layer and choose the lasso tool and make a rough selection in here. Then, in the contextual taskbar, click on the Generative Fill icon and type Water Fountain. Very simple. Then press Return on Mac, enter in PC. And there you have it. Maybe I want to add some pigeons too. Again, make a rough selection and click on Generative Fill and type pigeons feeding. You can see how AI took care of everything. Even the shadows are in the right direction. Okay, there you have it. I hope you found these AI-powered features as fascinating as I do, and thanks for sticking around till the end. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more photography tutorials and tips, and let me know in the comments which feature was your favorite. Again, thanks for watching and see you in the next one.